Okay, let's see if we can fix another somewhat sad looking acrylic painting of mine. Hey, there's a little green in my brush. Mixed it with some white. And go over the whole thing. And pull it down. And throw brushing out everything. Or the stuff in the distance. Distance things need to look gray. They look a lot better. Take my paper towel and I'm going to rub out some of this, darken it up a little bit. Just rub that mountain out, and we'll get this tree so we can see it a little better. I'm going to go back over this. See, it looks better already. It's not so intense. To be careful. I got paint on my paper towel and on my hands. You know, have to be a little more careful here. Okay, now I'm going to go back. This is my small angled brush. It's a really good brush for drawing thin lines or broad strokes, holding a lot of paint. I've got my paint thinned out with a lot of oil, and I'm just going to put in sort of some lines of construction. Sometimes you might call them lines of action, but basically a simplified outline of what I intend my design to be for this picture. I'm going to break up these lines into shapes not by getting any more paint, but just spreading it thinly over the existing composition. And I'm thinking what I want it to look like. Now, what are the good colors and what are the bad colors here? Red is a very powerful, dominating color. The only worst color is green. But as I brush it out and it mixes into grays and violets, oranges, it becomes a lot more pleasant. Got to get rid of all that red completely. Terrible color. Just hate it. It ruins everything. I don't think of myself as painting. I think of it as cleaning out my brush. I'm just scrubbing it on that canvas. Just do a lot of scrubbing here. Let's scrub it out. The central part of these trees. I'm getting rid of the green and the red all at once. It's a double bonus. Both terrible colors. This is looking awfully red here. Okay, so we're going to get some yellow, because yellow's wonderful. Yeah. Ooh, look at that. Sort of turning light green on me, because there was a little blue in my palette over there from previous mixing. I'm going to leave some of that white there. I'm wanting to just create bands. So I've got a rhythm going across my picture. And I'm going to actually pick up my white now to get thinking in terms of the tone. I want areas of light and dark in my painting. So I'm going to pick out several large patches of light and dark let's put some white across here. Really, it's mixing. It's not white. It's mixing with the colors below. It's not a pure white. We'll add in highlights later. Really, I just want the broad overview of where the lights and darks are. Then I can go back and sort of brush, partially, break up. That was a patch of white there. That's parts of the edges of that are attractive. I'll take parts of it and break it up by just touching the tip of the brush very lightly and moving it upwards so it grabs a little of that paint and those bristles. I want to keep away from doing the same thing over and over again. So let's say I got a little pattern of patch of white with a little bunch of upward brush strokes to give the illusion of grass. I don't want to keep doing it the same. Here I can rub out some of that. I can make some of it more defined. I want them all different shapes, different colors, but repeating at the same time. So it's repetition with variation that gives a painting beauty. So I've got sort of a meadow going here. That looks sort of pretty, I think. I'm going to get a little more of my yellow here and just see. I'll go in. See that yellow is turning green. It's okay if you mix your greens because you're going to constantly vary them. I'm going to take some white and yellow, like a very light yellow, and just to define the horizon, I'm going to dab that on there. Now, this would be a good time to remove a little paint because right now the paint that's on there is thick enough, everything's mixing with it, and I can't get a pure color that I had on my brush. Won't go down on the canvas. That's okay, because maybe it would be too distracting if it did. Maybe it's better that I'm going to go back to my white. I want to define some of this stuff a little better. Maybe the shape, even a flat field has a flowing form to it. I'm going to see if it's more linear, round, than more round down here. So we take